When Ojo Ayaninwola inherited this farm from his father, his focus was on exporting cocoa to major markets in Europe. But now access to Europe, which buys 60% of the world's cocoa, will require more. His cocoa buyer, Sunbeth Global, warns that he could lose access to the European market if he fails to comply with new EU anti-deforestation regulations.
The advice I received from Sunbeth was that I don't have any right whatsoever to cut down trees on this farm. However, I have the full right to plant whatsoever I choose. Lastly, I was advised not to use underage children as labor.
In June 2023, the European Parliament and the Council passed the European Deforestation Regulation that will affect large and medium operators by December 2026 and micro and small-scale operators by June next year. The regulation, which aims at reducing global deforestation by 10%, will restrict cocoa exported from deforested land. Importers must be able to identify the geolocation of the farms and the country where cocoa is produced. Exporters must also prove that cocoa farmers complied with the relevant land use and labor laws. But the implementation of the European Union rules has been delayed twice due to technological challenges and industry pushback over its complexity. Cocoa exporters now have the challenge of mapping their supplier's farm, record its boundaries and coordinates, verify land use and maintain digital traceable records that EU buyers can rely on. They argue that complying with the rules is costly and challenging in countries like Nigeria, Ghana and Ivory Coast, where the industry comprises of thousands of small-scale farmers living in rural areas.
It's expensive, $30, $70 per metric ton. Who's going to bear the cost? The off-takers, current conversations, off-takers are telling us that, oh, it's part of your is expected. I'm saying, no, this is an additional compliance.
Nigeria is the third largest cocoa producer in Africa and the fourth largest cocoa producer globally, with about 300,000 cocoa farmers, mostly small-scale producers, according to the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, who may struggle to meet the EU's requirement when the rules take effect.
Definitely going to create two markets. The EUD are compliance ones, which are basically going to European Union, and the other one, that the conventional one, that will go to outside the European Union.
The new requirements will determine whether cocoa from Ayaninwola's farm will continue to reach the world's biggest market or not. Brenda Czeda Radido, TRT World.